All right, hey, now, okay, there should be sound in a second. If you can hear me, let me know, and then we'll get this going. So, hope everybody had a great day. I see everybody's flooding in here. And again, if you can hear me, let me know. I think I found where the glitch was, and there should be sound now. So, you hear me now. So, all right, good. Let's do this. Well, I hope everybody had a great day. Apologize about that. I had bumped the cable, and I forgot when you bump the cable, you got to go unmute the thing on the system. But if you have a question, comment, leave them at the bottom, either on facebook.com/CordCarsNews or youtube.com/CordCarsNews. And let us know if you have any cord cutting related questions, comments, etc. We will do our best to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience today, and hopefully help you learn more about cord cutting, even if you are an experienced cord cutter. So, the Mohu Airwave, first question of the day. I got a demo of it, and I will be posting that video I took. I made a full video of the Airwave, and I really do enjoy it. I do like it. It kind of really solves the issue of often where your TV is not the best place for your antenna. You got your TV in the basement, you're in the main floor, center of the house, wrong side of the house, whatever. The Airwave allows you to take your antenna, put it anywhere you want, without having to, let me clean up my office a little bit here, without having to worry about where your TV is. It connects to your Wi-Fi, and then through Roku's, Fire TVs, Apple TVs, etc., you can connect there. Voice and mouth movements are out of sync. Anyone else experiencing that issue? But yeah, so Airwave, Michael, recommend. Next one up, my thoughts on the PlayStation Vue. It's great. PlayStation Vue fits many people's needs. Live TV services come down a lot to who has the channels you want. So Jamie says no, everything looks good there for Jamie. Matt, you may want to restart your stream maybe. So PlayStation Vue, live TV services, PlayStation Vue, Sling TV, DirecTV Now, all that put together, it really comes down to what channels. With Sling TV adding a DVR, takes away some of that from the PlayStation Vue. But Sling TV, for instance, has the Pac-12 network, where DirecTV has the Big Ten network. Sling TV has Viacom channels, PlayStation Vue doesn't. So try both. They both have a free trial, and pick whatever one has what you want. The MLB network is currently only available on the DirecTV Now service. Would not be surprised to find out that in the next month or so, other services get it. Don't know when, don't know the details, just speculating. Major League Baseball seems to be moving to try to become more inclusive on that. So fingers crossed, they'll do that. But at the moment, if you want it, DirecTV Now is the only place to go get that. So, again, questions, comments, let me know. Sean asks, I have a new Fire Stick and I use a Logitech Harmony remote. Ever since I upgraded to the new Fire Stick, the Harmony remote seems to lag and lose connection. Is anyone having this problem? I have not heard of that problem. Has anyone else had problems with the Harmony remote and the Fire TV? If you do, let me know and I'll try to pass that along. Do you notice how laggy the PlayStation Vue app on the Fire TV stick is compared to the Fire Roku stick? Yeah, I did a video of this. Shai, I see you're on our Roku page. If you look at our page and you sort, PlayStation Vue, Roku versus Fire, you will see that the Roku is a lot faster. Fire TV is more beautiful. If you really want the Fire TV PlayStation Vue interface, I recommend getting the box. Even the new stick still lags a little bit there. So check out the Fire TV box if you want that. The menu system may not be beautiful on the Roku, but once you get into the streaming experience, it's identical. There's really no difference in the performance there. The Air TV have you had, oh, yes, tried? Okay, let me back up here. Which do you prefer, Airwave or Tableau? The Tableau is a DVR. It will record shows, do all that, plug in any antenna you want. The Airwave doesn't include a DVR, so keep that in mind. So the Tableau, if you want a DVR, is worth the little extra money, in my opinion. If you really just want an antenna, get that. Looks like DirecTV Now is getting better, says Jason. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that DirecTV Now has improved a lot. Thank you, Lee. It's good to see you here. Have you heard of, Matt says, have you heard of any people having issues with the Roku Express stick? It is literally 6 feet from the router, and it continuously slow. Now our internet 50 millimeter down. Have you actually tested your Wi-Fi, Matt? Sometimes, I'm sure you know this, Wi-Fi need to be rebooted. I'm assuming you've done that. I have a Roku Express with no issues, so I'll have to travel with it. And the stick with no issues on Wi-Fi. 3 things, though I don't think it's your problem. It sounds like you're real close, so weak Wi-Fi won't be the issue. And it doesn't seem, I'm assuming you've checked your router refresh and all that. So I would hunt around and check those. Try to reposition it, maybe move it to the other side of the TV, because TV's, my only problem with like sticks and the Express, which attaches to the TV, is the TV is a really bad blocker for Wi-Fi signals. So sometimes moving it to the other side may fix that issue. Yeah, it sounds like you've done everything I can think of. Roku has excellent phone customer service. Give them a call. If it's bad, they'll replace it. If you have issues with that, let me know. I know some people over there. Karen says, maybe you've already answered this in a previous video. I apologize. No need to apologize. Happy to answer things again. Can I connect my laptop to a smart TV, not having to use a Roku or Fire TV? Sure. For your laptop, most laptops have an HDMI out. A lot of newer ones have the little micro HDMI out to full size, so you may need to buy a special cable for it. But yeah, I've done that many times, connect a laptop to a TV. No problem there. Just use an HDMI cable and check your laptop for an HDMI port. If it doesn't have that, some laptops or TVs do have the that little blue plug on the back with all the pins. I'm blanking out on the name. But most laptops sold in the last few years will come with a HDMI port. So connect it, should auto detect, set everything up, change your sound from your regular speakers to your HDMI out, and you're all set. Brad asks, do you have a recommendation for indoor antenna? Looking for one antenna that sticks to the wall behind the TV. I've always wondered how they actually work. Okay, Brad, 3 things. First of all, they work well. 2, don't put it directly behind your TV. Antennas should be as far away from your TV as you can get them comfortably. 3, Mohu antenna is probably one of the well respected for the flat, thin ones. Antenna Direct and WineGuard. Those are the 3 thin antennas I recommend. Mohu antennas, Antenna Direct, and WineGuard. And actually, the Mohu or Amazon basic antenna is just the Mohu. It's made by Mohu. So check that out. With the new AV1, you know, Homo guy, I'm not sure I understand your question about bit rates. I understand that, but when you say streaming services, are you talking about Netflix, Amazon? What streaming services are you looking at? I apologize, I'm not sure. I may have missed something in my reading through there. We have an older Belkin router, had occasional loading issues. Just replaced it with a Netgear AC, clear up all the issues. Yeah, AC standard is a huge jump on Wi-Fi. Even if you have an N, you'll see a noticeable bump. If you still have a G router, anything that's Wi-Fi, I think it was G, the one right before N, get rid of those. Those are not good for cord cutting. They're old, they're slow. Get at least an N, preferably an AC. Yeah, Matt, it sounds like you should contact Roku. Yeah, I don't know, Matt. It sounds like you may have a bad one. My suggestion is to go and contact Roku. If you Google it, you'll find a phone number. Excellent customer service. Shane, the DVR function on PlayStation Vue doesn't allow playback from the beginning until the program you record is finished, unless I'm missing something. Um, you know, oh, it's been a while since I've tried to actually watch something live. When I did it, it worked. Could be some channels don't do that. Can you want to help me with that? And is PlayStation View not allowing people to start a show if it's still recording? As far as Hulu Live being different, I don't know. The demo I saw, I wasn't able to play with it. You know, when you see some of these press demos at Hulu Live and so forth, they control it. They show you what they want you to see and then go from there. But I will say again, I was very impressed with Hulu Live. When I got that demo last week, 2 thumbs up. Great, highly recommend it. Lee asks, can an antenna be wireless? Yes, but they're all pretty much made for indoors, though you could, in theory, put them out there. There's the Airwave and the Watch Air. I had to remember it. I have it sitting right back here. I've used both. The Airwave and the Watch Air are the two antennas that are wireless. They'll connect to your Wi-Fi network, and you can stream them to your Roku, Fire TV, etc. The Watch Air comes with a built-in DVR, 5 hours. You can put a external hard drive on there, micro SD card, and so on, and get more memory and more space there if you want one. Problem is, neither one is meant to be weatherproof. So if you want to put it outside, you need to put it somewhere where it's protected, never going to get wet, and so forth. They're meant to be indoor antennas. But they are nice because you can put them wherever you want, connect them to your Wi-Fi, and you're all set. So Airwave will be on this on the market soon, I believe sold at Best Buy. The Watch Air is already on the market. Just search for Watch Air antenna. All one word, Watch Air. Have you noticed any major buffering issues with DirecTV Now? Yeah, I've had a lot of issues with DirecTV Now here and there. Have noticed that they've gotten better recently. So DirecTV Now is improving. DirecTV Now, I'll say this again, and I'll keep pounding on this. They just need to be better communicators. If they were more consistent in how they communicated to people, I think people would be more willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, to be honest with you. NHL Network. Currently, Sling TV is the service with NHL Network. And MLB Network is on DirecTV now. Though, keep an eye. I would not be surprised to find out that the MLB Network's coming to more services soon. Yeah, DirecTV Now has had a very tough launch with a lot of issues. They've done a lot of updating in the last few weeks, and they're really working hard. Let me see if I can reset the camera to focus on my face and not on my antenna or on my microphone. So AT&T has done a lot to improve it, and unfortunately, they just need to communicate more what they're doing to address the issues that people are having with DirecTV Now. Is my main thing. Do you think streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, the usual suspects, will use these new compression codecs to improve HD video? Yes, Netflix just recently announced, I forget what they're calling it, but it's Google's new 4K and 1080p HD compression standard. And it's supposed to dramatically cut back on the data usage. So Netflix users on apps and computers are going to see it. Currently, I don't know of any streaming player that takes advantage of the new codecs that Netflix is using. But you can imagine that at some point in the near future that they're going to update the apps for Roku and Fire TV and Apple TV and so forth to take advantage of the new codecs that will save them a lot of money, save you a lot of data, hopefully save you money from going over your data cap. So would you say, from what you've seen of Hulu Live, it will be better than Now or View? I think Hulu Live's got a few ups. With its price starting under $40, don't know exactly what it'll be. It will include what is currently on Hulu. So that's a pretty cool feature. So you get all the Hulu, you'll get on demand and live TV. And they definitely changed it up. Is it going to be for everybody? I don't know. They didn't disclose all the channel lineup. You will have a DVR with it. I would say it's going to be something that everybody should play with and check out. But I'm not going to say it's going to be a good fit for everybody because we don't know the channel lineups. So fingers crossed. They do say we'll have regional sports in the basic package. So the good news is, Fox is owned by them. Comcast owns a piece of Hulu and so on. So you can probably expect a lot of the big name regional sports networks to be a part of the service. William says he's not being able to see this. William, if you can hear me, try to back out, relaunch the video. Bill says direct 72-hour rewind's not working with DirecTV now. Give us yeah. Bill, I have reached out to DirecTV now about the 72-hour rewind, and I'm talking to them, and they promised that they're going to get me a statement on that soon. So once I hear anything, I will let you guys know as soon as I can. I will be following up with them tomorrow. Richard, yes, Hulu Live, which is just going to be called Hulu, but it's Hulu's live TV service, will have DVR. The amount of storage or time it will have, they didn't disclose. So, here's the thing about Hulu Live. I don't think they really know exactly some of the details. I don't think they know when it's going to come out or like how big the DVR is going to be and so forth. And the reason I say that is they're just starting the beta. There's only about 250 people in the beta right now. And often they're out there, this beta will determine what the final product looks like. Depending on how the system responds, that's when they'll decide some of the features, maybe like DVR hours, and it will definitely decide when it's released, because they're probably not going to put this out until they feel confident of the beta. So if the beta runs into issues, it could push back the launch date. If they find that it's working well, they may move the launch date up. We'll have to wait and see. Mike asks, Roku, what is the best Roku worth the additional cost? Two things. If you just have an HD TV, the Roku Stick is excellent. $49, very powerful quad-core processor. Give you the same performance as a Roku 3 for a good price point. If you have a 4K TV and you want to save some money, the Roku Premier is pretty good. 4K. If you want if you have a little bit extra for $99, the Roku Premier Plus has the point-anywhere remote, the HDR, all the bells and whistles, Ethernet port on it. So if I remember right. So those are the three I recommend. Stick if you have a just plain HD TV. If you own a 4K or ever think you're going to get a 4K, get the Premiere or Premiere Plus. If money's no problem and you're willing to spend money, get the Ultra. So well worth it. Terry asks, how long do people get to use the Hulu beta for? I don't know. I don't think they have any time frame on it. If you get accepted into the beta, you just get access to the beta. Relating to my last question, how did Hulu Live look when you saw it? The last time I watched a video of Hulu, it really left something to be desired. Think the only stream at 2 MBS. Yeah, I don't know what the back-end streaming quality is on it. It looked beautiful when I used it. But it is a brand new refresh. The app is completely new, completely redone user interface. And I thought it was quite beautiful. Definitely put shows and videos and sports up front. So it's more of, if you want to watch NFL football, you go to NFL football, it's going to find that game no matter what channel it's on. If it's on the NFL Network, NBC, CBS, Fox, it doesn't care. You say you want to watch the Cowboys game, it's going to play the Cowboys game for you. And I like that. I like that move from the idea that, we're going to have you look for NBC to a look of, hey, what show do you want? And we'll just find it wherever it is, regardless of what it's on. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. Should have a full review before it comes live. Fingers crossed when it comes live. And I'll do my best to let you know before you spend the money on it. As far as question about Major League Baseball Network coming to PlayStation Vue, I don't know. They haven't said anything. Haven't said anything about coming to Sling. All I know, if you want the Major League Baseball Network, you have to get it today on DirecTV Now. Am I sounding good? Am I coming through clearly? Let me know. What do you think of the Xbox One as a media player? Do you know anything about the Microsoft new system called Project Scorpio? No, I don't really know anything that's not out there right now about Scorpio. As far as the Xbox One, it's not a bad streaming media player. I would buy that first if you want a, if you want a gaming system, get an Xbox, get a PlayStation Vue, or a PlayStation, excuse me. If you want a streaming media player, there's no reason to get an Xbox or a PlayStation 1. They actually offer less apps than a Roku or Fire TV, but they are great streaming players with good quality gaming and streaming players with all the big names. So that's my opinion on it. Yep. Oh, as far as the video player quality on the Xbox, yeah, the quality there on Hulu on this the video quality was excellent. Um, Looked as good as anything on PlayStation View or DirecTV for Hulu Live. So I don't think you have any problems with that. Are there any PlayStation View channels that are not tied to your home network? You know, David, if you travel a lot, I would recommend Sling TV or DirecTV Now. Um, PlayStation View, the best bet if you want to access your content outside the home is to use your PlayStation View login on the TV Anywhere apps. It can be a little annoying to say I want to log into watch ESPN, Fox Sports Go, all these different apps to get the channels, how to jump around, but that's how you can do it if you want to. Yeah, I do believe Xbox One has a Tableau app to watch your DVR. Which live streaming services uses the most data? That's really hard. I don't know, Clint. That's something I'll try to track down. That's been something I've been meaning to work on, but I don't know that right now. I do hear that DirecTV Now seems to be the highest use of it. So, yeah, I'll see what I can do. Keep your eye on the site on that post. Hey, if I haven't answered your question, post it either on facebook.com/CoreCarsNews or youtube.com/CoreCarsNews. If you have not liked us on Twitter or on YouTube, please twitter.com/CoreCarsNews or youtube.com/CoreCarsNews. Would love to have your subscriptions. It really does help us grow the site. If people like it, share our content, hit like. I can't tell you how huge it is to have somebody like a post. Facebook and YouTube and Twitter all do the same thing. Well, not so much on Twitter, but how quickly people like it and react to your content does affect how many people see your content. So if you want to help the site, hit like more often and hit share. Yeah, Clint says, I'm on DirecTV Now and it seems to use it up data fast. Yeah, it definitely does. Most of these services do allow you to go in there and control some of the quality. Sling TV does that. PlayStation View does that. I'm not so sure about DirecTV Now, but I'd have to go check that. And go blue there. I have a Netgear wireless N router with 50 down. Is it worth upgrading to a Nighthawk AC? Well, Nighthawk AC routers are probably some of the best. I have one. Absolutely love the Nighthawk AC router. Very powerful, big overkill, but if you want something that you know it's going to be good, yeah, that's great. You will see a jump in performance and streaming from N to AC, even at 50 down. If you have the money, great. If you're happy with what you have and everything's working for you and you're satisfied, stick where you are. If everything's working to where you're happy, I don't see a reason to go update. Great. I was asked on YouTube, what is the start date for the new Hulu? I don't know. Hulu has not announced a live Hulu Live TV release date. I don't think they know. They're just starting the beta, and often, depending on how well the beta goes, will depend on how quickly the service comes out. I found a great way to stream DirecTV Now with all the hiccups of DirecTV's Stick and Apple TV app. The iOS devices seem to work almost flawlessly with DirecTV Now. AirPlay to the Apple TV instead. That seems like a silly workaround. I mean, okay, I understand maybe it worked for you, but in my mind, if they can't make it work on the device, having to buy two streaming players, a stream player and a phone or a tablet, that's awfully expensive, especially at the high cost of an Apple. I've heard from many people recently, though, that the Fire TV one in particular, some of the updates seem to address a lot of the more common issues, though a lot of people are still experiencing issues with the DirecTV Now app. Any idea when the update rollout for the Fire TV first generation rollout timetable timeline? So Jamie, I'm assuming you're talking about the new Fire TV user interface. Now they have upgraded the backend. So the first generation Fire TVs are upgrading to the same backend of it with the same refresh number as the second generation, but they don't seem to be getting the new user interface. When the new user interface will come to first generation Fire TV devices, I don't know. They have not stated, but they state it's coming. Yeah, that is right, Bill. A longer beta for DirecTV or for Hulu Live is clearly, as an effort to avoid the problems that DirecTV Now has. Roku needs to put the Xfinity TV app in the Roku store. It is there, Charles. If you go into the Roku.com channel store on their website and search for it, it comes up. If you're looking for it on a device that's an older one, it seems like some people are finding it, some people aren't. It won't show up in theory if your device isn't compatible, but I've had some people say their compatible devices aren't being able to find the Xfinity app. But I'm always able to find it within the Roku store on the Roku.com website, and then add it to my Roku from there. You know, Nick, the Sling definitely did have some issues when it first came out. I think the difference between Sling TV and DirecTV Now is communication. DirecTV Now needs to do a better job of communicating with their subscribers and offering better customer service. Sling TV, for all their problems, effectively have felt communicated to their subscribers. It's probably why Sling TV now has over 1 million subscribers. And it's by far the largest streaming service in the United States. So, you know, there's a lot to say about, you know, you can have issues when you first come out and you can have glitches and hiccups, but people are much more willing to work with you and be happy with your service if you communicate with them. And that's where DirecTV Now has fallen short. They're not communicating with their subscribers, not offering good customer service, and not explaining what's wrong. And I think that's really one of the main reasons why they're struggling to maintain, you know, struggling with bad PR right now, is lack of communications. Right now, they're just mimicking a lot of what I already didn't like about cable. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about DirecTV Now. Yeah, customer service is very poor. And if you're listening to DirecTV Now, just spend a little bit of extra time on customer service. It will go a long ways to addressing people's concerns. Timothy, that question is probably better for somebody with a little bit more coding. I haven't played around with the hardware acceleration, so I'm really not sure what the difference is there. When I use it, I don't notice any difference, but you know, Google it. I bet you find out a little bit more. Now here's an interesting question from YouTube. Do you think that live streaming services, I'm assuming like Hulu Live, DirecTV Now, Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, will eventually dump the live part with exception of actual live events? You know, Hulu seems to be going that way. Hulu definitely wants to show you your content on services like their on-demand and their Hulu service. So if you go there and you miss it live, you can just go in there, select the show, and it'll play from the Hulu library. And then live events like sports, award shows, and everything will be promoted more as live and you watch it streamed. That's the logical step for me. You know, you can, in theory, have a much better experience because with live TV, there's a lot of technical issues that go into streaming a live channel. You're limited where you can put the servers. Everybody has to pull from the same server at the same moment. But services like Netflix and Hulu can seed the country with a ton of servers, and that way you can pull from a local server. So it makes sense that if you're watching a Walking Dead, something pre-recorded, that they could just seamlessly upload it to multiple servers across the country and pull in from there. So I think you're right that in the future, you know, only live events need to be live. In theory, you could just say, like Netflix does, at 8 p.m., the latest release of The Walking Dead or whatever is available on our Netflix servers, and we pre-seeded it across the web. And I think that's the way we should go to this solution. That's something I've promoted for many years. But when we get to that, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when we get to the concept of linear channels that just show pre-canned content versus having an on-demand system like Hulu or Netflix. Because let's be honest, there's no reason for a TNT or any of the others that don't show. Well, TNT shows some live sports and so on. But you get the idea. If you're watching The Walking Dead, does it really need to be on a live channel? Or can they just say at 6 p.m. this service is going to come up? How would you rank the difference between DirecTV Now, Sling, and Vue? I've used DirecTV Now and Sling over 6 megabytes. Uverse internet services and DTVN was drastically better than Sling, especially for sports. You know, Pete, I see them very similar. I'm on 40 down though, so I don't see much of a difference. I would encourage you to go into the settings to see what the quality was. And maybe Sling was trying to downgrade you for some reason because it thinks you're too slow. 6 down is below what I would recommend for streaming. I would recommend at least 10 bare minimum. Ideally, 20 down is what I recommend for streaming services. So if you got 6, if you can, I would bump that up. If you can't, I cut the cord with 10 down, was able to do it, though at times you will experience more buffering and so forth. Do you have any suggestions for free live streaming services on Roku, like Pluto TV? I have theirs, but look for more. Crackle is a great one there, Rob. Um, it's owned by Sony. Sony owned movies and TV shows and so forth. Tubi TV. Paramount has a big stake in that. Several other companies do too. Tubi TV is a great one. Sci-Fi Planet. I mean, if you just go through the free section, there's tons. Sci-Fi Planet is a great one. Docurama has a ton of documentaries. The list goes on, and there really is a lot of good quality content out there. So check that out. Shane, here's the thing I get. I get these comments all the time. View is better than everybody else. Sling is better than everybody else. DirecTV Now is better than everybody else. And the reality is everybody seems to have a different experience. It kind of depends a lot on what server you're close to, your speed, different questions, what you want. So I'll be honest with you, everybody seems to have different experiences with it, and everybody seems to be happy for different reasons. So, you know what? If it works for you, great. Get what's best for you. So, questions, comments, let me know. Post them down below. And again, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, twitter.com/CoreCarsNews, youtube.com/CoreCarsNews. Really need your support and your likes and comments and everything. It goes a long way to helping the site grow. Do you think there's anything to these rumors of Apple getting into original content? I think the problem with these rumors is they're true, but they're not going to be what people want. The head of Apple Music said, yes, we are looking at creating original content for Apple Music. It could be a head fake, but don't be surprised if you suddenly find out that what you're getting there as original content is like a look behind this band or something. It may not be like Netflix type scripted shows, at least right now. From what they're saying, it's just, I don't know, it's not there. So check it out and take a look at it. But, I don't know. Apple TV, I don't think they're going to come out with a live TV streaming service right now. I just don't think they got the deals. The fact that they're allowing everybody like Sling and PlayStation Vue and DirecTV Now on their services in the past, they aggressively pushed to keep off the service. Kind of tells me that they're probably not going to compete in that market, but it wouldn't surprise me to find out that they are going to maybe create more stuff like they said for Apple Music. Jamie, CBS is at over 50% of America on PlayStation Vue and seems to be slowly being added. It will be on Hulu Live also. I don't know what markets on Hulu Live. So if you don't want CBS All Access, check out PlayStation Vue and keep an eye on Hulu Live. P.S. When will the new first generation Fire TVs get the new user interface? I don't know. They did upgrade it to the same upgrade numbers as the second generation, but did not include the new user interface. So when that will come, I don't know. Hopefully soon. They do say it is coming, but when that new user interface will hit first generation, I don't know. If you have a first generation stick, I highly recommend upgrading. The new stick is a huge step up. There's not a huge difference between the first generation box and the second. The second generation is noticeably faster and better, but not earth-shatteringly so. Have you heard of Amazon bringing back a way to adjust the screen scale on the Fire TV? Yes, they have, I believe, fixed that issue on all versions now. Maybe not. Elias from AFTV News will probably know. I'll have to check that. I believe my current one allows it, but I'll have to look. Because I know it was there, then they took it away, then they put it back. They may have taken it away again. I'm not sure why that feature to adjust the screen resolution on your TV was removed. It seems silly to remove that. Maybe it was an oversight. I don't know. Mark, have you thought about asking Hulu Live, Sling TV, and PlayStation View to advertise with you? Yeah, I have. If you notice often on the site, they'll buy banner ads through my Google thing. So, and if anybody would like to advertise, we're always taking offers. Just use the contact us button on CoreCarsNews.com and contact us, and we'll be happy to talk to you about buying ad space on Core Cars News. Over 1 million visits every month to Core Cars News. So if you're looking, there you go. All right, so I think I've answered all the questions here. Do you think there's anything with the rumors? Did you already answer that? Did you already answer that? Invite all three for Core Cars News special. We'll have a room where we'll put the executives of Hulu, DirecTV Now, and PlayStation View in the same place. They'll probably throw some punches. Would not be surprised if there would be punches if I would get all three of them in the same room at the same time. Just kidding. But I will say that they're all very aggressive. And it's kind of cool, especially Sling TV. You know, say a lot about Sling, but they're definitely the most aggressive of them out there, that they really seem to want to work for your money. And they seem to be continuously working to improve the service. So that's good to see. Yeah, here's the question. I got Sling TV, but I'm literally watching just the Hallmark Channel. But by the time the kids are in bed and I get to bed, I switch on, the movies are done, and recents are on demand. I'm thinking there's a waste, and I'm considering canceling. Any other options? Well, two things. First of all, Sling TV has a DVR option coming. And if you haven't signed up to it, go to Core Cars News, type in Sling TV DVR, and you find out how to sign up for a beta. I'm expecting hopefully soon that everybody will get access to the beta, because it will soon be available for everyone, so you can be able to record it. Option number 2 is the Feelin service, where it does put new Hallmark movies on there every week. Option number 3 is you can buy the movies on Amazon and create a collection of them. So those are your 3 options. My recommendation is probably just wait a little while longer for the Hallmark channel to come there, if that's what you want. Pete, if you go to Core Cars News, I don't have one specifically for Spectrum, but if you put in Comcast modems 2017, you'll find a list of Comcast modems. They're all compatible with Spectrum. Richard, I do not know the number of channels Hulu will have, and from the sounds of it, they're still striking deals, so I don't know. But what I saw was a pretty nice lineup. If you think about it, you know, NBC Universal, Disney, Fox, CBS, and Time Warner, the big 5 owners of channels, are all part owners or have already a public agreement with Hulu. Viacom is the only one that's out, I believe at the moment, but Viacom already has a deal with Hulu. So even if you don't get it live, you're still going to get the Hulu access. So the next day and Spike and so forth. So, you know, Hulu should have a nice lineup, and wouldn't be surprised if we hear soon about more channels. Mike, you know, I don't have any recommendations for CenturyLink DSL ones. I'll try to make some posts soon of more, like, here are the best modems for CenturyLink Spectrum and so forth. So check it out on the site, but Amazon reviews are pretty good. You'll find if you search on Amazon, A, they have a good return policy, B, the reviews are typically pretty good and consistent, at least in my experience. All right, so keep the questions, comments, anything else like that. It's great to see so many people. We got tons. I think this is the most we've ever seen on Facebook at one moment. It's great to see everybody, or excuse me, on YouTube. Great to see everybody there. Terry, no, they keep saying that you'll get 100 hours for free for everybody soon for Sling TV's DVR. That makes me wonder, though, if, okay, you get 100 hours, maybe in the future you'll be able to say, I want an extra 100 or 200 and charge me an extra $2 or something. Wouldn't be surprised if they go that route, but they've made it very clear that the DVR will be free, included with your service for $100. Or excuse me, 100 hours included with your service at the price you pay now. All right, right now, pay TV is losing, I think, a net of 1 million subs a year. Do you think we will see an uptick in cord cutting this year? Yes, I think there will be a huge uptick. There was an uptick last year, and with Google coming out with their new service, Hulu Live coming out this year, Fubo TV coming out, VidGo coming out, BritBox coming out this year, and probably other stuff. We'll probably see a slow and steady growth there. And do you think pay TV losing subs at rate ESPN anytime soon? I think it's hard to tell what pay TV is really losing because they fudge the numbers. Like Dish doesn't report Sling TV and Dish numbers separate. They put all their content in one basket. So they'll say Dish is reporting numbers and it's Sling TV and Dish combined. AT&T does the same thing now. They take DirecTV Satellite, DirecTV Now, and AT&T Universe, kind of smash them all together and say, here we go. Here's all the our subscribers. So we'll go from there. So fingers crossed. It will continue to lose. How fast they're losing subscribers on pay TV is hard to say because they fudge the numbers. Michael asks, do we know when Hulu Live beta will go to Roku? No, I don't. They don't even have a Fire TV one. Right now it's only on Apple TV, iOS, and Android, and I believe they told me that Chromecast will come at some point. They did make it very clear in my meeting that they said that Roku, Fire TV, Android TV, all of them will be supported as quickly as they can, but they didn't promise them at launch. But they said it'll be coming as quickly as they can, and they're already in the process of working on all of them. So Apple TV seems to be the one they're using first, which I told them. In the meeting, I said, that I thought that was crazy because I told them 69% of my viewers own and use a Roku. Second place being the Fire TV, then laptops, and then in a distant fourth is the Apple TV. Not even close. It's like 17% of sub or something like that, which is an increase. It used to be at 9% last summer. But yeah, they seemed a little surprised by that number. But they did say that, hey, we're already in the process of working with Roku and Amazon and all these places. They made it clear we have good relationships. We have our apps on all those platforms now. It just, we're going to be rolling it out as quickly as we can. So keep that in mind. That the, who knows when it's going to come out? I can promise that will come out on the Apple TV. Sarah asks, do you see a growth in the wireless internet market? I recently ditched CenturyLink for a small company that provides wireless in my rural area, and I'm happy, but I'd love to see some competition to push the tech further. Yeah, Sarah, there's actually some big competition and news in the wireless internet service, and this is a market I'm really excited about. Google is moving heavily into this because they kind of realize, like, hey, we can spend millions and millions of dollars to wire a city, and then it's going to take years to get our money back. Have to run fiber to each home, the list goes on and on. But with the new 5G that AT&T is pushing and the new gigabit wireless system that Google is pushing, they can just attach some transmitters to cell phone towers, which already have fiber. Cell phone towers now have fiber. If you have 4G, that means the cell phone tower has fiber to the tower. They can put transmitters on there, transmit it, give you a little modem in your house that will receive the signal over the air, and they're promising gigabit internet speeds from Google, and I forget what AT&T is promising, 250 down or something, more than enough for cord cutting. But in a matter of a month or two, they can wire a whole city with wireless internet, sell it, and create true competition. AT&T is looking at putting them on power poles. I think Google's looking at putting them on cell phone towers. So I think it's great. 5G, AT&T is testing it in Austin right now with DirecTV Now as a tester on it, and I think that they're really working hard to grow that. So check that out. But yeah, I think, to get internet prices down, to really take on data caps, the only thing that will do that is competition. What do we need competition? Is an easy way to get internet to each home. There is a lot of truth that building a network that goes underground to every single home and every single business in a town is expensive and time-consuming and high risk. So wireless internet services, whether it be the 5G attempt from AT&T that they're testing it, or the gigabit wireless from Google, would solve that because you wouldn't need to go to every home. You would just need to put these towers up, in Google's case, on cell phone towers or on AT&T using power poles, and bam, you have instant coverage real quick for a whole neighborhood or town. So fingers crossed. I really hope those work out because I think they're going to be well worth it. Mike has best free channels for young children. PBS Kids, Tubi, Crackle. Those are all great. Hanna-Barbera has one. The Looney Tunes channel. Just go into the kids section and keep hunting around. There's a ton there. Media Guy asks, what about Xfinity on Roku? Will they charge? Well, for one, you need to pay for Xfinity cable if you want to take advantage of the new Roku app. Yeah, so Comcast Xfinity released a channel on the Roku that allows you to log into your Comcast account. So if you pay, I don't know, 150 bucks, I think that's what my parents were paying recently for their Comcast, you can access it on Roku. If you're willing to pay $7 and change for the right to access it on Roku. Why? That's not their box. They can't charge you a rental fee, but they're charging you, I guess, a convenience fee. So not only will you pay your monthly fee of Comcast TV, you're also going to be paying a monthly fee just because you want to watch it on your Roku. I think it's ridiculous, but hey, we're cord cutters. We don't need Comcast TV, right? Good, they're on there. Great. But the fact that they're charging an extra monthly fee, that's ridiculous. I think Time Warner has been on Roku for a while, and I don't believe Time Warner charged an extra cost for it. So next question, Todd asks, do you think it'd be worth keeping DirecTV Now for $35 a month and waiting for DVR? I currently pay for both Dish Network $80 and DirecTV Now for $35. The only reason I kept both is for DVRs and Dish. You know, Todd, I don't know when that DirecTV Now DVR service is going to come out. $35 for the 100 channels is a good deal. You don't want to lose it. You know, I think you may realize, though, if you get Netflix and Hulu, you may not really need the DVR. But, you know, if you think you're willing to sit on and wait for the DVR, then do that. That'll be my recommendation. YouTube is a pretty reliable service, but how well do you think they could handle live streaming like NFL games, which draw tens of millions on a regular basis? And that's a good question. Hulu Live, like I'm looking here, there's less than 100 people watching me on Hulu or YouTube Live, excuse me. If you look at the typical YouTube stream, a few hundred people. It's very rare to see streams in the thousands. Big events will, and like the Republican National Committee, the election night coverage, and that kind of stuff did have thousands, but it wasn't the 10 million you would see with like an NFL game. How well they can handle it, I don't know. If anyone could handle it, YouTube could handle it, and they have a lot of experience in it, so it wouldn't surprise me if they handle it well. Also wouldn't surprise me to see they have some issues. Realistically, if they jumped into it, they're probably not going to get 10 million right off the bat, because not everybody's going to cancel cable, which will allow them to ramp up with usage, that they can start with, let's say, 1 million and then grow from there. So I think if anyone can handle it, YouTube could handle the high demand and ramp up as demand grows. Mark asks, am I ever going to have a live interview with Sling TV View or JTV Now? You know, I am working on having an interview with some of these people. I'll have to follow up with them. We're supposed to have an interview coming up soon with DirecTV Now. Understandably, things have been busy over there, so it's been pushed back. I'm going to follow up with them and see if I can get that soon. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I will be reaching out to Sling and other people about setting up some type of interview in the near future. Not sure it's going to be here and live now, but we'll be doing some type of interview for the site. Do you see Google buying sports rights anytime soon? Google did make a play for the ability to get the NFL Sunday Ticket, but DirecTV renewed it to like 2022, 2024, something like that. I don't know what. It's somewhere in the 2020s. So it won't surprise me. We know Amazon is making a play for streaming rights to different sports. Twitter is doing the same thing. So it wouldn't surprise me if Google made a play to buy it for YouTube. We know they're working on a live TV service. What that'll look like, we don't know. Would you suggest taking advantage of all the Roku TV deals, wait until the release of the new series of Roku TVs and Fire TVs? The Roku, if you're looking for a high-end TV, the Roku C series I saw at CES is beautiful. It's a high-end, gorgeous picture, Dolby Vision, HDR, 4K, everything you would ever want. Noticeably brighter, better, everything. If you're looking for a cheaper TV from Roku, the Roku P series from TCL, the 4K ones, I have one of those in the living room. I'm very happy with it. Really like it. But that P series is gorgeous from TCL. Highly recommend it. Richard, Hulu Live has not released a date for the release, and I don't think they even know. I think it depends a lot on how the beta test goes. But I bet we'll find out in the next few weeks. If not the release date, hopefully we'll find out some more details of the service. What do you recommend for local NBA games? League Pass blocks them out unless subscribed to normal DirecTV Dish or Comcast. Todd, what channel carries your local sports? I can recommend services. Pretty much everyone's out there right now is available. Comcast is supposed to be back on DirecTV now soon. Pretty much everybody has Fox Sports. PlayStation Vue has others. So if you tell me what channel you're looking for, Todd, for your local NBA games, I can help direct you in the right direction. Root Sports. Anybody know where Root Sports? That's not a big one that I'm familiar with. Is available on any streaming services right now. Help me out here, because I know Fox Sports, Comcast Sports, and NES whatever, and New England, and some others are available right now, but I'm not familiar with Root Sports and if it's available on anybody's market. All right. Hey, I only have a few more minutes. If it's on AT&T, I am pretty confident it's probably on DirecTV now. Todd, you can use their live chat, scan their channel lineup before you pay for it, but they offer a free trial, so you can give it a try. I'm not sure what package it would be in, but yeah, Joseph says DirecTV now, going to be on Roku soon. Okay, no, that's a different one. But yeah, check DirecTV now. Joseph, DirecTV now on Roku. Okay, Joseph is saying that Root is here available on DirecTV now in Seattle, so that should be on DirecTV now. I'll make a post about that, let people know. So as far as DirecTV now on Roku, they said in a few weeks at CES, the vice president of Roku said that Comcast and DirecTV now will be coming to Roku players soon in the next few weeks. Well, yesterday Comcast came out, which was the one he said first in the lineup. So I would assume DirecTV now will be out soon-ish, fingers crossed. But I don't know when. Yeah, I don't. Hey, Kevin, it's only going to show you the regional sports of your area, and Roots is not in that area. I believe Fox Sports Southwest is what covers Houston, right? If somebody can correct me here, let me know. But I believe you're only going to get the local sports in your market. So, like, I live in Texas, I don't get the Fox Sports Detroit. Would love to get Fox Sports Detroit, but don't, unfortunately. Chris asks, what's the best streaming device for free content? Roku. By far, Roku has the most free content. Services that, like the Fire TV will charge you for, like Docurama and so forth, are free in the Roku. May have a slightly different lineup, but if you really want free content, Roku has more free video apps than any other streaming device out there in the market right now. Bill, yes, I've heard the rumor of February 8th, but that's just it. It's a rumor, and AT&T is adamantly denying it, which could mean it's true, could mean it's not. But these, that rumor, there's absolutely nothing to it. No one's even saying like, oh, I heard it from an AT&T rep. So there's really nothing to back up that February 8th rumor for DirecTV Now. So, yeah, gotta wrap this up. Got about 5 more minutes. If you have any questions, comments, post them now, and I'll do my best. Somebody's saying they're having problems with my website. Try refreshing it, clearing your browser. I also use Chrome on my Android device, and Core Cars News seems to work just fine. So, not sure what to tell you. Well, it seems like everybody's hitting like right now. Thank you. Really appreciate the support. And, just real quick, we'll wait for some more questions. Bill, don't trust those chat reps. They'll tell you anything. Twitter. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter and on YouTube. Would really appreciate it. And hit like. Follow us on Random Post too. Hit share. Facebook and YouTube and all those places really does take into consideration how many people hit like, how many people versus how many people viewed it to determine how many people can really see the story. So if you want to support Core Cars News, not just on this video, but randomly on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page too, hit the likes, hit the thumbs up. It really helps us a lot. Richard asks, do you see any skinny bundles coming to the PlayStation Vue for $20 or less? No, I don't think PlayStation Vue is going to go any lower. I think they're about as low as they can go. Remember when PlayStation Vue started, the price started at $60 a month and didn't include Disney or ESPN. So they've come down like 5 times in price. I'd be very surprised if they continue to drop in price. Robert asks, Ford or Chevy? I've owned a Ford. My last car was a Ford Fusion. Really liked it. Got a really good deal on a Toyota. Been happy. Some things I like about Ford, some things I like about Toyota. Could go around and around. All right. So let's see any last questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Media guy, Rob, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. Me guys, in terms of PlayStation Vue, Hulu Live, DirecTV Now, are there virtual ML? What's the best description? My best description for them, it's a whole new category, the live TV streaming services. That's the category we use. So hope that answers that question. But yeah, so they're, don't try to fit these new streaming services into the mold of what was done with cable, because they're clearly not a cable provider. So, all right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do a Q&A for an hour. And I'm going, new or old, I'm going to do my best to help answer your questions. So one last real quick. Does DirecTV Now support local stations? Yes, but only in select markets. Sling TV, PlayStation Vue, all of them have limited markets where they're available. And so go take a look at their website. It will tell you when you give them your information what channels you can get and what locals. So, all right. Hey, thank you to everybody here. Again, randomly hit the thumbs up, like, share a page, tell your friends, post it all over the place, and let everybody know about Cord Cutters News. Let's try to spread the word of cord cutting as far and wide as we can, because cable companies got billions of dollars to spend on marketing, and cord cutters just have you to tell everybody about it. So thank you for your support of Cord Cutters News. I really appreciate it. Thank you for using those Amazon links to buy, all that fun stuff. It does help us stay open. Have a good night. I'll see you next week. And as always, if you have more questions, just search on Facebook for Cord Cutting Tech Support. Again, it's Cord Cutting Tech Support. That's our Facebook group. About 10,000 people there. You see in the description it says owned by Cord Cutters News. And people will be happy to answer your questions of cord cutting there. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. And I'll hit stop now.